Good morning to all dear students. Suraj Group of Schools welcome you all. I am Sarita Kumari. In last lecture we discussed about some types of chemical reactions. Today we will continue our topic. We can start with decomposition reactions. Decomposition reactions, those reactions in which a single compounds breaks down or decompose into two or more simpler compounds. We can define it as those reactions in which a single compound decompose or breaks down into two or more simpler compounds. This type of reactions are known as decomposition reaction. The word decomposition itself say that the substance which decomposes. There are three types of decomposition reactions. Three types of decomposition reactions. First is thermal decomposition reaction. Second one is electrolytic decomposition reaction, and third one is photochemical reaction. These type of reactions, photo decomposition reaction भी बोल सकते हैं. We can also call this type of chemical reaction also known as photo decomposition reaction. We can also write it as photo decomposition reaction. Further, we discuss these three types one by one. First of all, we take the examples of thermal decomposition reaction. These reactions are divided on the basis of absorption of energy. In which form they absorb the energy. So first of all, we discuss the thermal decomposition reaction. Thermal decomposition reactions are those reactions in which heat is absorbed in the form of heat. Energy is absorbed in the form of heat. Those reactions in which energy is absorbed in the form of heat. Those type of reaction are known as thermal decomposition reaction. We take the example of lead nitrate here. The decomposition of lead nitrate we can take place there, which is as follows. Lead nitrate, PbNO3 twice. This is known as lead nitrate, which is white in color. When we supply heat, this lead nitrate decompose to give lead oxide PbO, lead oxide PbO, which is in solid state. This is also in solid state. Lead oxide whose color changes white to yellow. Next, here is nitrate group. That's why nitrogen dioxide gas is also produced. Nitrogen dioxide gas is also produced here. Nitrogen dioxide, which is brown fumes. Brown fumes of nitrogen dioxide is also formed, and plus oxygen gas. So we can say that a single compound breakdowns to give two or more simpler compounds, which is as follows: lead oxide, nitrogen dioxide, and oxygen gas. When we take for this reaction, we can take a dry test tube. Place lead nitrate crystals in that test tube and burn with the help of burner. Heat this test tube with the help of burner. After some time, the white color of lead nitrate start converging to produce lead oxide, which is also in a solid state, whose color changes white to yellowish. Along this, nitrogen dioxide is also produced here in the form of fumes. These fumes are of brown in color. These fumes, which is in brown in color. Along this, oxygen gas is also produced. So this type of reactions are known as decomposition reaction, or we can supply here heat. So this is known as thermal decomposition reaction. Thermal word means heat. Energy is supplied in the form of heat. We can take another example for this decomposition reaction, which is as follows. We can take the example of ferrous sulfate, decomposition of ferrous sulfate. This is hydrated ferrous sulfate. Which is green in color. Or this ferrous sulfate is also known as green vitriol. Either we can say it green vitriol or ferrous sulfate, which is green in color. First of all, we heat the ferrous sulfate strongly. When we heat it decomposes to give ferrous sulfate. The 7 water molecules attached to this hydrated ferrous sulfate, they are removed from it, and this reaction take place as follows. 7 water molecules removed from this reaction. In liquid state, they are removed, or this is anhydrous ferrous sulfate. This is anhydrous ferrous sulfate, which is formed when we further heat this ferrous sulfate. It breakdowns ferrous sulfate FeSO4, which is green in color. When we further strongly heat this reaction, this compound, it gives us ferric oxide. And there is sulfate group. That's why it gives sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide gas. So this compound breaks down to ferric oxide. Fe2O3, which is known as ferric oxide. It is green in color and it decomposes to give sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. This is also a gas. And and this sulfur dioxide gives the smell of burning sulfur. Smell of burning sulfur. This sulfur dioxide which is produced here, it gives the smell of burning sulfur. And this ferric oxide, its color is reddish brown. Its color is reddish brown. Green color converts to reddish brown color. This is the decomposition of ferrous sulfate to ferric oxide, sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. These are the examples of thermal decomposition reaction. Now we can take the second type of decomposition reactions. The second type of decomposition reactions are as follows, which is known as electrolytic decomposition reaction. Electrolytic decomposition reaction. Electrolytic decomposition reaction. Now the next type of decomposition reaction is electrolytic decomposition reaction. This reaction is also known as electrolysis. Electrolytic decomposition reaction. In this reaction, energy is absorbed in the form of electric current. Energy is absorbed in the form of electric current. Energy is absorbed in the form of electric current. This type of reaction is known as electrolytic decomposition reactions, or it is also known as electrolysis. For this reaction, we take this type of apparatus, which is commonly this type of apparatus is known as voltameter. This whole apparatus is known as voltameter. In this apparatus, first of all, we take a plastic mug. At its bottom, we make two holes with the help of drill machines. After that, we place a rubber cork in it with the carbon electrodes inserted in them. After that, we take a 6-volt battery and connect the battery with the carbon electrodes. Connect the battery to the carbon electrodes. This is negative terminal and this is positive terminal. This is switch of the battery. Now, the whole apparatus in which the plastic mug we take here, in which we place water plus few drops of sulfuric acid. Why we add sulfuric acid here? To increase the conductivity of water. We add few drops of sulfuric acid to the water. Next, we take a clamp stand. With the help of clamp stand, we insert the graduated test tubes over the electrodes, which is filled with water. And inverted on both the electrodes. And this electrode is where negative terminal of the battery is connected is known as carbon cathode, and the electrode where the positive terminal of the battery is connected is known as carbon anode. After that, we place this whole plastic mug on a tripod stand. With the help, we can switch on the battery and current is start to flowing through the apparatus. When the water starts boiling, there is a production of gases can be started. These gases are collected in these two test tubes. After some time, maximum amount of gases is collected in both the test tube. The gas which is collected in this test tube at carbon cathode is hydrogen, and the gas collected at the carbon anode is known as oxygen. These gases which are collected at the cathode, it is in double amount in comparison to the gas produced on the anode. It is the gas hydrogen which is produced in double amount in comparison to the oxygen. We can take the reaction, it is as follows. Water, when we supply electric current through this, the water decomposes to hydrogen gas and plus oxygen gas. When we balance the equation, the reaction takes place as follows. The hydrogen gas, which is double in comparison to oxygen. So we can say that the hydrogen gas produced in this type of reactions, decomposition, it is double in comparison to oxygen. So the gas produces are in 2:1. We can take the example from another example for this, like alumina, which is known as aluminium oxide, Al2O3, which decompose to give aluminium metal and oxygen. This is commonly known as aluminium oxide, which is in liquid state. This is in solid metal, and oxygen gas is produced along this. We can balance the reaction. Now, for the process of electrolysis, there is a necessary condition that the compound which have to be break down, it is in its molten state or in its liquid state. Otherwise, electricity cannot pass through it, or otherwise it does not decompose to their compounds, elements. Okay. Now we take the next type of decomposition reaction, which is known as photo-decomposition reaction. The reaction is known as photo-decomposition reaction. The next type is known as photo-decomposition reaction, which is also known as photolysis. In this type of reaction, energy is supplied in the form of sunlight. Energy is supplied in the form of sunlight. Here we can take the example of like silver chloride, silver bromide, silver chloride, silver bromide. We can take any one of compound. First of all, we take a watch glass. This is known as watch glass. In this watch glass, we place salt of silver chloride, which is white in color. We place this in sunlight. This watch glass, we can place it in sunlight. In the presence of sunlight, this silver chloride starts decomposing. Its color changes to grayish. The white color of silver chloride changes to grey color. This type of it decomposes silver chloride, which is decomposed to silver and chlorine. This type of decomposition reaction is taking place here. silver chloride breaks down to give silver and chlorine gas, which is silver chloride is white in color and the silver which is gray in color. Now we can take the example of silver bromide, which is as follows. This is also decomposed to give silver and bromine gas. Now we can take the example of hydrogen peroxide, H2O2. This can also decompose in the presence of sunlight to give water plus oxygen, gas. That's why hydrogen peroxide is placed in a dark color bottle in lab or in any other places. Hydrogen peroxide is placed in dark color bottles because it starts decomposing in the presence of light. That's why we place hydrogen peroxide in dark color bottles. Now we can discuss some uses of decomposition reactions. Decomposition reactions are used in the extraction of metals. Further extraction we can study in chapter of metal and non-metal. So first use is decomposition reactions are used in the extraction of metals, and these decomposition reactions also taking place in our body. In human body also these type of decomposition reactions also taking place. In human body these type of decomposition reactions also taking place. Like that, we eat food. This food gives us starch and protein. Starch from which wheat, rice, this type of grains gives us starch, and protein like milk, eggs, this type of food items gives our body protein. This starch and protein decompose, breakdowns into starch gives us sugar which is further breakdown to glucose. We can take the reaction for glucose, C6H12O6, which is known as glucose. It breakdowns in the presence of enzymes, biological enzymes which are present in our body. Biological enzymes. Yeah, we can say that enzymes. These enzymes are biological catalysts. Glucose decompose in the presence of enzymes. These enzymes which are present in our body, these are biological catalysts which break down into water, CO2 and energy. We break down this glucose into these compounds. Now proteins also decompose to form simpler molecules called amino acids. Simpler molecules that are also known as amino acids. All decomposition reactions are endothermic in nature. Next, the point which can be noted is decomposition reactions are endothermic in nature. Because in all the three types of decomposition reaction, energy is absorbed. That's why these all reactions are endothermic in nature. These all type of reactions are endothermic in nature. Now, further types of chemical reaction we can discuss them in further lecture.